This is the TRT Community Podcast, where we discuss all things testosterone.
What's going on, guys? This is Brandon with the TRT community. Thanks again for listening. If you like what we're doing, if you're benefiting at all, subscribe to the show, rate the show, review the show. That'll keep us functioning. It'll bring this voice to your ears with all of this fantastic information for years to come. Anyway, so I want to get a little bit more structure into the show. Whenever I first... when I'm planning for a show, I've got tons of ideas. I've got, a general direction of how I want to deliver them. And I've got an outline and show notes. And then I click this red record button and it's a nightmare. I feel like I can't breathe, like I'm holding my breath the whole time. I've got these really deep breaths. I can't even talk, and I start forgetting things and things get jumbled. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I'm going to come up with some ways that I can work through this and deliver the content to you guys in a way that's easier to hear, I think. So anyway, this is what we're going to try today. I've got a couple of questions that I'll answer, actually just one question, and then I've got a few things that I just want to point out, and then we'll touch on the topic, which specialist to see for TRT. Let's jump into it.
1.
So this question comes from Todd via the SpeakPipe website. If you go to speakpipe.com/TRT community, you can leave a question like Todd. Todd, go ahead.
Hello. I'm going to a urologist for the very first time. I'm going because my testosterone level is 204. My question is, will the urologist do a DRE exam?
Todd, that's actually a really great question. In my experience, no. I happen to know from your experience that, following up with you, that they did do a digital rectal examination. I've gone to several doctors for, initiating new patient for TRT. I've never undergone a DRE for that reason. My thinking is I guess twofold. One, maybe this urologist is super concerned and wants to cover, prostate issues fully. Or two, there's also the chance that they just knew that they could do it and that they could bill your insurance for it, and they went ahead and did it that way. Most guys pay out of pocket for testosterone replacement therapy, so I wouldn't think that would be an issue. But I guess, my answer would be, I don't know, it's a coin flip. I've never come across anyone in the TRT community that has mentioned this, but maybe it's just something we don't talk about. So simplified, I don't think so, but they did for you, so maybe.
2.
Next, I just really want to say that, I'm really grateful for you guys reaching out via email, via SpeakPipe, joining the Facebook group. When I first started this podcast, I kind of assumed that it would be something that just supplemented the members of the group that already existed. What I'm coming to find out is that I'm getting emails from you guys with questions, and you had no idea we existed, and you were just looking for podcasts, I'm assuming about health or TRT, and you came across us, and then we're able to connect you with the TRT community, and you really benefit from what's going on there. So I'm humbled. I'm grateful. Thank you so much for your support and participation. Tell your friends. It's really cool. At this point, maybe at some point I'll be so busy that I'm like, hey, stop emailing me. No, right now, it's really cool to get your questions, whether you're looking for a doctor or you want to know about a digital rectal exam or you have some other, T-related question. Keep them coming. Brandon at trtcommunity.com.
3.
Next, I know a lot of you guys know who Noah Thomas is, BignoKnow on YouTube. For me personally, he's the guy that provided the best information for me, 5 years ago when I was starting TRT. And I know that, from talking about him within our group, that a lot of you feel the same way. He's not doing so well these days. He struggles with depression and alcoholism. And I know if you know him, if you know his story at all, if you've benefited and listened to him, then you're aware of that. But he's not doing well. He's super depressed. I've reached out to him. I just want him to know that, the TRT community loves him, and I say that not just our group, but just his TRT community loves him, and I consider myself part of his community. So I'd encourage you to reach out, maybe leave a comment on his YouTube page, and just let him know that you're thinking about him, you care about him. He's got value, even with his character defects and flaws. We all have them, and he continues to contribute to this community, and I love him. So it would mean a lot to me, and I'm sure to him, if you guys would show your support whenever he's feeling a little down.
4,
This fourth one seemed a little obvious to me, but from interacting inside the Facebook group every day, I can tell that it's not. I just want to mention the GoodRx app. I don't benefit from it monetarily at all or in any way, but it's really, it saves me quite a bit of money. I don't have the greatest insurance, and even when I did, every single time I fill a prescription, every time, unless it's something I've been filling for years, in which case I know already. But when I fill a prescription, I drop it off at the pharmacy and I don't mention anything. They're going to automatically assume that I'm going to use my insurance. When I go pick it up, I listen to, they say, oh, that'll be $35.99. And then I'll check in the GoodRx app. And a lot of times it's cheaper to pay cash for it using the GoodRx coupon code. And I'll do that. So I highly, highly, highly recommend you download GoodRx. It's a free app. There's no advertising or anything involved with it. It just, you type in the drug and the quantity, and it will show you the 5 closest places to pick it up for the cheapest price. And actually, I guess because of the way that it functions, it's smarter to check it beforehand. I normally just, take it to the same CVS or Walgreens near me and then check it afterward. But you can check it before. Sometimes Walmart's cheaper, sometimes Costco, wherever. It's really beneficial.
5,
And finally, the topic of this podcast. Which specialist should I see? This will be pretty short. This comes up a lot, and certain guys are really passionate about what type of doctor they should see for TRT. And what it comes down to is if that particular guy had a good experience, if they just looked into a good experience with a urologist or with an endocrinologist, then they end up touting that specialty forever. And somebody will say, what kind of doctor should I see? And they argue that endo is the only way to go, or urologist, or yada, yada, yada. My experience says that this just comes down to look of the draw. There is not any one specialty that I have found to be any more beneficial to treat with than the other. In fact, the physician that I treat with currently and have for 5 years is a physician's assistant at a primary care doctor's office. He does specialize in hormones, but that's the important part. Get somebody that knows hormones, that knows TRT. It doesn't matter if they know men's sexual health or the study. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't matter. There is no right answer here. Somebody that does hormones is the doctor to see, whether they're a nurse, a doctor, a PA, whatever. That is my simple answer, and I will stand by it. I do not care what their specialty is. I don't want to hear it. That will do it for today, guys. We'll be back with another action-packed episode next week. Might try this format out again just to kind of chop things up, break it up, maybe keep me from rambling so much and help me collect my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Brandon at trtcommunity.com, trtcommunity.com, speakpipe.com/trtcommunity. There's a theme here. Get on there. Let me know what you think. If you liked it better this way than last week, I know we've got some subscribers out there. So let me know.
Thank you for listening to the TRT Community Podcast. You can find us online at facebook.com/groups/TRT Community.